Wow, how did we not spin a rod?
We should have blown up at the No Name Nationals.
I know you're gonna dig this.
There we go! Hey guys, welcome back to Dry Racing, and today I guess you could say is the first day of our off season, really. We're going to start tearing down the 408 Stoker. Guess we didn't show you guys really of us pulling it, but that's nothing really new to a lot of you guys. So yeah, here we are just tearing it down.
All right, so we'll do a little time lapse. We're going to take the oil pan off and then show you why we're tearing it down.
Right. So just quick reference, this engine's had about 100 passes, give or take, on it, and so we can really see, you know, what the bearings look like and all that. But we think the bearings aren't going to look great anyways because of previous problems.
Right, so yeah, the engine has great oil pressure. It's running really good. We're just going to do a little freshen up, and let's tear it down and see what we need to do.
All right.
Okay, Ricky got the pan off. A little bit of black sludge in the bottom. I don't know if that's the high zinc additive, because there sure is a lot of it. But no metal flakes. I think we look good.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to point out something. It's about 100 passes with the main cap broke. That supports the oil pump, and you know what? It wasn't that critical because we're not having a problem. We're going to put her back together that way.
Right.
So I've seen this before, and if you ever accidentally do this, don't sweat it. We ground it out. It's nice and smooth. There's no crack. We'll inspect it. But like I said, we've got over 100 passes. And it's going back together this way. Okay, Ricky, let's take a look at that balancer. Let's start there.
Yeah. So you see it, you can feel it. It's got some grooves.
Got some grooves. It's been sleeved. We'll peel the sleeve off and we'll re-sleeve it.
You can see it here. We wiped some of it off, but we got some schmoo.
Yeah, plenty of schmoo, and I think it's just time for a new balancer sleeve.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do that.
Then,
So the main reason we're taking this apart is trying to keep the oil on the inside, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
of
so
that.
rear seal leaking just ever so slightly. It's not much, but go ahead and pop that cap off.
You already kind of knocked it.
I already
loose.
knocked it loose, yeah. So flip it over. Okay.
Wow.
So that bearing
Shot.
looks like garbage because the crankshaft, we had a lot of metal go through this motor a long time ago, not
Like
last
after
season.
the first startup.
So we had some metal go through, it boogered the crank. We didn't know this. When we tore the engine down, we went ahead and had it polished, but that just wasn't good enough. So we got to get this thing turned. So we're going to make a few phone calls and see what we can do. So that's what we're doing. We're going to pull the crank out and get it turned.
Right.
Because, yeah, the bearings left a lot of glitter after the first oil change.
Yeah, we did the break-in, broke in the cam, did all that stuff, and then changed oil. I'm like, is it supposed to be this bad on the first oil change?
No. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. But, man, our oil pressure, we run...
Plenty of oil pressure.
Yeah, plenty of oil pressure.
That's like 80 pounds or something.
Yeah,
top
going
of
on
the track.
Yeah, we don't... So we decided to run it, but we're going to tear it down, and whatever it takes, we're going to make it right.
And hopefully I'm sure the crank is salvageable, but if not,
Oh,
we'll
yeah,
have a lot
it's-
more problems.
Yeah, it's definitely salvageable. It just needs to be turned 10 under.
Yep.
So that's what we're after. So let's get this thing taken apart. You're kind of making a mess here, Ricky. What are you doing?
Well, you were making the mess, and this was your brilliant idea.
Okay, so we're yeah. Got a place to put our lifters, keep them all in order. So used a Forstner bit and a block of wood and made a mess. Did not use a ruler or mark anything, just freehanded and run it right off the side. But look, we got it.
It'll do its job.
It'll work.
Whenever we get them all put in, we'll show you how we did that in the push rods.
Did the same thing for the push rods, block of wood, drill bit, because you got to keep things in order. So we never claimed to be an engine builder, and you all know that by now. But hey, this engine's working and gonna keep her working. Let's get back to business.
All right, that was easy enough getting the heads off. We just used the 1/2-inch drive impact and
Yeah, kind of struggled with the intake. That was glued on pretty good.
yeah, so we didn't show you that struggle, but
Yeah.
overall doesn't look bad. A little rich.
Not near as bad as it was when we took it apart last year.
Yeah, but we knew it was rich. Also, we were fighting that.
So yeah, we leaned it out some, but not. A little bit of scuffing. I mean, it's what, long stroke, you're going to get some scuffing. Just abuse the snot out of this, haven't we?
Yeah. And the heads, you can tell they look rich, but they look fine.
Yeah, we'll double check, make sure, probably at a minimum, change the springs and lap the valves again, but I think we might even send them out, so I don't know. But, let's exhaust side, flip it down. These heads were ported by Indy Cylinder Head. See if you can tip it up, Ricky. I don't know if we can tip it. Yeah, just tip it back.
Yeah, I don't know if there's more work they can do or somebody can.
Okay, we got the timing cover off.
We got a
Look at that.
little
A little bit of
slack.
1 season of use on the timing chain. Really not too bad. That was a fresh double row, but they get slacked pretty quick.
So yeah, we're gonna roll over now and start getting the pistons out.
Well, yeah, let's get the timing chain off first. We'll throw it in the bag and then start taking the pistons out. You're right.
Wow, how did we not spin a rod?
Yeah,
That is bad.
number 3 has lost all of its crush. Lots of copper showing. These bearings are bad. We should have blown up at the No Name Nationals.
That is for sure. None of these bearings look. I mean, some don't look terrible, but there's a lot of copper showing on a lot of them.
We got, like I said, about 80 passes on this motor, and
That's on the low side.
I thought the crank was iffy before we got started. We still got to get the main caps off, get the crank out, but wow, we dodged a bullet. Definitely.
And I didn't even want to pull the engine. If it wasn't leaking oil, we probably would have said that. Forget it.
That's right. If it wasn't leaking oil, we would have left it in. Oh, dodged a bullet.
Wow.
Let's get this crankshaft out. Okay, we got one main bearing with the copper. Man, it looks rough.
Looks expensive.
Probably will be.
So
So what are we going to do?
we're going to send the crank out.
Yeah, get it turned.
And then we're going to look at the rods to see if
Yeah,
They're
get them
messed
sized.
up.
Make sure they're not out of round.
because the number 3 here, it lost its crushing, and you can see
It was getting ready to
you
spin.
can see that gap there.
Yeah, so got a little work to do.
Yeah, so
Hey, if you're still watching,
thanks. Like and subscribe, and got more engine content coming hopefully soon. So look forward to that, and see you guys in the next one.